In the backdrop, a white guy is seen shouting at an old black woman and jabbing at a seat on a flight from Barcelona to London Stansted. Welcome to USA Stories channel. Do not forget to subscribe and activate the bell button to receive all new updates. Now let's go to the story. A traveler recorded the trip on camera. The lady is ordered to keep her distance from the man after he tells her not to speak in a foreign language. On other days, all I can do is close my eyes and take a deep breath as I try to figure out what went wrong. In recent years, it seems that although we are making incredible progress in certain areas, we are also regressing significantly in others. I don't think I'll ever be able to completely understand why some individuals feel they're superior to others due to their financial status, race, or physical appearance. Even worse are those who think they have the right to make fun of other people because of these characteristics. These heartless people have infuriated me to no end once I learned about them. When a Ryanair passenger spat racist epithets at a 77-year-old woman, she broke down in tears. While other angry customers try to defuse the issue, a white guy and a black lady are seen sitting together with one seat between them. The incident happened on Friday afternoon on aircraft FR015 from Barcelona to London Stansted. However, the inquiry has not resulted in any arrests. The emotional movie, which has received over 1 million Facebook views, illustrates this. The woman is seen in the video being told to move seats by the man, but her daughter confronts him and explains that her mother has a disability. In response, he said, "I don't give a damn if she's seriously disabled or not. She will go if I instruct her to do so." After the woman doesn't answer, the angry man points to the middle seat and keeps yelling at her, adding, "I hope someone sits there. You have an ugly effing face and I don't want to sit next to you." A flight attendant can be seen attempting to maintain order while the woman seems to attempt to respond. The bully yells over her and threatens to force her to a different seat if she doesn't move when she attempts to answer. The man in the seat behind him then makes an effort to step in, imploring him to stop acting aggressively and to calm down. This time, the angry guy screams at the woman, saying, "You stupid, ugly cow, don't talk to me in a foreign language. I'm going to try to get as far away from this ugly black as possible," he adds. The man in the seat behind them moves forward to put his arms between him and the woman, while many other passengers can be heard exhaling. "Throw him off the plane!" is yelled by another speaker. The woman is transferred to a different seat on the aircraft, away from the guy, when a flight attendant arrives to advise him to calm down. The woman's daughter claims that the altercation started because her mother, who has arthritis and is 77 years old, could not move fast enough to allow the guy to get to the window seat. To mark a year since her father's passing, the daughter claimed she had taken her mother, a member of the Windrush generation who came to the UK from Jamaica in the 1960s, on a trip. She said, "My parents were married for more than 50 years. She has been feeling depressed and melancholy lately, so the goal of the vacation was to help her feel better. I know that if I, or any other black person for that matter, had acted the way he did, the police would have been called and we would have been thrown off the plane," she said. Mom is already depressed, so this problem only makes her feel more irate and anxious. Personally, I am not happy with the way the incident was handled, or the fact that the passenger was not taken from the aircraft. The traveler reported that when she protested to the cabin crew, they told her that they had not heard any racist epithets and told her to get in touch with customer support the next day. The event has been shared over 22,000 times since Kent resident David Lawrence originally uploaded it, and thousands of others have voiced their disapproval on social media. "He ought to have been kicked off the aircraft, and she ought to have been moved to first class," someone said. There are no excuses for this kind of conduct. People in today's culture have such intense, hateful sentiments, which is unfortunate. Chris Grayling, the Transport Secretary, was among the parliamentarians who voiced their disapproval of the event. "What we saw is completely wrong," he stated on BBC Radio 4's Today program. "Such abuse, especially racial abuse, is prohibited and should be dealt with properly if it occurs. I would assume the cops would be inspired to respond in such a horribly dire circumstance, regardless of what happened that day. This is really awful, said MSP Stuart McMillan. Ryanair, you will know the man's identify and the grade of instruction your staff members received. I just watched the terrible clip from the Ryanair flight and it's really nasty, said Margaret Ferrier, another MSP. The racist male passenger ought to have been taken off the aircraft before it took off. Ferrier continued by calling the man in the black t-shirt who stepped in a hero and congratulating him. We have reported this to the police in Essex, and we will not be commenting further at this time as this is now a police matter, a Ryanair representative subsequently stated. This incident, which we were made aware of this morning, is believed to have taken place on board a plane at Barcelona International Airport, a spokesman for Essex Police continued. Prejudice-based crime is taken seriously by Essex Police, and we urge anybody who sees an incident to report it. We are working closely with Ryanair and Spanish authorities as part of the inquiry. Over 1 million people have seen the footage of the altercation since it was posted to Lawrence's Facebook page an hour after it happened. Ryanair stated in a statement that it had reported the issue to the Essex Police and that they were unable to say further because it was now a police matter. The airline has reported the incident to the authorities, according to Robin Keeley, head of communications. The flight crew has faced criticism for failing to remove the guy off the aircraft and for allowing the woman to take his seat in the aisle instead of him. The man's verbally abusive behavior prompted many members of the Scottish and British parliaments to urge Ryanair staff to report him to the authorities. According to MP Carl Turner, his removal from the aircraft and turnover to the authorities ought to have happened as soon as the video became viral. Rather, we think that the plane was in the United Kingdom. He most likely committed criminal charges, if that is the case. Following the event, neither the pilot nor the flight attendants contacted the passenger and requested that he switch seats or get off the aircraft, Lawrence told the Huffington Post. I talked to the pilot at the end of the flight, Lawrence said. He advised us to lodge an official complaint with Ryanair. The low-cost airline has a reputation for offering the barest minimum of services, charging extra for basic services like group seats and boarding ticket printing. One may observe racism everywhere. Under fact, based on a genuine tale that happened to Kevin Hart, a movie about it is currently under production. Hart told Insider that his own experience with prejudice served as the inspiration for both the genuine incident and the aircraft scene. Hart admits that his fans may get so used to him that they occasionally fail to notice the line. According to him, his persona as a celebrity is based on just the deluge of stuff that you deal with every day. In the Netflix limited series True Story, we follow the world's biggest comedian Kevin Hart as he tries to conceal a murder with his brother's help. Kevin Hart combines reality and fantasy. We will tell you that the final half of the statement is pure fantasy, even though we don't believe we need to. On the other hand, Hart's character Kid in the television series definitely incorporates elements of his own life. Kid and his group once take a plane to Philadelphia, the comic's hometown and the following destination on his comedy tour. Just before the plane takes off, Kid is settling into first class when he is recognized by a white passenger, as shown in the first episode of the show's premiere. After that, the traveler starts quoting his stand-up performance, even using the N-word carelessly. It eventually gets to the point where Kid finds it too awkward, and a security guard approaches the man, who Kid tells to back off. The episode was not contrived for dramatic effect, Hart said in an interview with Insider, adding that he has definitely seen that degree of racism in his travels since he became a star. There's no question about it, Hart said firmly. Sometimes that boundary is simply disregarded because of what you do, which makes people feel very comfortable in the setting where they feel they can be with you. Furthermore, there are no limits, and in order to avoid coming off as irate, you must learn to remain calm and patient. Hart clarified, when interacting with people and circumstances, you must remain composed since things might go wrong. You end up always taking the higher path as a result. It's about pointing out their mistakes to others in the most professional way possible. And that is just what occurred in this moment. Kid was shown as being in charge, but Kevin was also present but in a subdued capacity. Hart admits that he filmed True Story in part to get rid of some issues that had been plaguing him ever since he became well known. "It relieves stress," he remarked. "The wonderful thing about this initiative is that it relieves stress. This project enabled me to get rid of everything that I couldn't get rid of in my daily life," he continued. "Although I'm not permitted to say or do certain things, the character I developed was motivated by the continual deluge of rubbish you have to cope with while wearing these shoes. Thank you for viewing. Please remember to subscribe to our channel, give us a thumbs up, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any of our videos. If you enjoyed the tale, the next video that plays on your screen will probably move you too.